Welcome to The Beat. I'm Ari Melber, and we have a big show for you tonight. Donald Trump's legal problems have been mounting after what we've seen his worst legal week ever. We have much more on that tonight. Later, we'll also dig into a historic win for President Biden signing this major spending bill once left for dead. And also tonight, I will be joined by a legend, rapper Snoop Dogg, as he marks his 50th year fresh off global recognition on that Super Bowl stage. It's unlike anything we've ever done before. Snoop brought the beat inside his California studio, discussing two recent albums, why he says evolution is vital in life, his views on this current president, and why he finds the civil rights advocacy of the late Tupac Shakur relevant today. This will be airing for the first time tonight. I hope you'll stay with us, because there's much here, whether you like Snoop's music or perhaps his work with Martha Stewart or his undeniable style. So that's coming up tonight on The Beat. But the top story right now is this rising fallout from that Trump search. The FBI, we're learning, grilled two Trump White House lawyers about what it views as those stolen secret documents, the New York Times reporting that. So we're learning that for the first time. The next step in this case is a hearing about whether to unseal the rest of that search material. The DOJ formally opposes that. They cite the open probe and the security risk of possibly publicizing any officials who would be working on the matter, and they also note the threats made against law enforcement since that August 8th search. Trump and his allies are pushing for this release, and for them, the mood and the message may be more vital than any facts that come out. Demanding the release of something they know the DOJ wants hidden is a way for Trump to appear to go back on offense after that bruising week with at least 3 losses, according to the public count. Now, if this stays hidden, that also allows them to stoke even more conspiracies regardless of the facts. But many news organizations, we should note, are also pushing for release. That actually puts Trump on the same side as news outlets he often derides. Their goal, though, is to just get as much information as possible. We'll see what the judge decides. But if you're keeping tabs, none of this debate about that affidavit resolves whether the search itself was valid. A judge already approved it. And the warrant that we got with its inventory list Friday showed the agents got their pilfered documents back in the custody of the U.S. government. And Trump, remember, has not even tried to go to court to challenge that search, meaning fighting over the affidavit is different than actually trying to get into the search's validity. Then there's the heat on Giuliani, who's going under oath tomorrow in the separate Georgia probe. Prosecutors putting him on a target list for indictment, and his response is, that's fascism.
When you start turning around lawyers into defendants when they're defending their clients, we're starting to live in a fascist state.
Giuliani is the most senior Trump ally to ever be targeted for indictment in any of these cases, while a judge ordered another Trump ally involved in all this in Georgia, Senator Lindsey Graham, to go ahead and testify. So that's bad legal news for Donald Trump in Georgia and Florida and Washington, while there are signs of a reprieve for him in New York. We have more on that later tonight. But you take it all together and you see a problem not only for Donald Trump legally, which will, of course, be adjudicated by prosecutors and by courts or juries if necessary, but also in the wider American psyche as voters also go to the polls in 2 states tonight, and we'll get to that later. You have this former president with all of his legal problems continuing to saddle the Republican Party in something that the justice and the criminal justice process always does, which is look to the past, not the future. Let's get right to it with Michael Steele, former chair of the RNC, who endorsed Joe Biden. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, good to be with you, Ari.
I mentioned the past because unless you're into science fiction or Minority Report, you don't prosecute crimes in the future that haven't happened yet. Prosecutors don't have those powers. And yet more and more, it seems that Republicans are stuck carrying Donald Trump's water and trying to defend things that are about the past.
Well, and let's be clear, that's because they choose to. They have aligned themselves in such a way that they cannot get away from not only his political problems that he presents for the party, but also his legal troubles, as Lindsey Graham and others now seem to be caught up in that web and wanting to avoid testifying. Just testify to what you know. I mean, look, you hanging out with the guy, you think he's clean cut, you think he's all-American, you think he's right for Rudy, right? So what are you afraid of? Just tell them what you want to know. But all of this obfuscation and all of this, I don't want to testify. A lot of it's to do with because they don't know where all of those tentacles go and what they touch. They don't know what's on somebody else's cell phone that may implicate them. So that's what happens when you get into the tub or the pool with a lot of bad actors. You're gonna get wet. You're just gonna get wet.